Continuing our prophetic series today. Now, if you looked at the thumbnail, you saw that it was a really cool coffee shop in the background. Unfortunately, that really cool eclectic coffee shop we were hanging out at had too much background noise. So ta-da, here we are back in the office. Hey, check out my coffee cup. Resurgent Atlanta. Hopefully that's forward on the video. That's our good friends Chris and Terry Oliver. They have a great church on the north side of Atlanta. If you're in that area, you're looking for a place to just connect, and people that really just love family, and value the supernatural. They're part of the Bethel movement. Check it out, resurgentatl.com. This is the third video, getting right into it, of our prophetic series, going through different parts of my book, Activating a Prophetic Lifestyle. First one, we asked the question is, what is prophecy, right? And I said it's any prophetic data that comes from heaven to earth. Anywhere you're picking up on what's happening in heavenly places, you might be prophetic. You know, it says the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. And just by being born again, that means you've had a relationship with Him. And your relationship with Him translated and communicated through your life makes you either here, whatever you want to put it on the spectrum, contain an element of prophecy. When you tell people about Jesus, that makes you a prophet. Now, maybe not in the office or the function of a prophet, but the very fact that the Jesus comes out of your being, whether it's through speech, your vocabulary, your actions, whatever you put your life to, if Jesus is being represented in that, then you're prophesying Him to all creation. Let me take a sippy sip here. And then the second video I said, how does God speak to us? And it could be a myriad. It could be an endless number of ways. But the things we focused on really came out of my book. Look, right here. It's right here in the back cover. So if you see me cheating and looking at notes, it's right there. But yeah, here we go. Glimpses and gazes, dreams and visions, thoughts and imaginations, and trances and ecstasies. And I focused in on those in the last video. I kind of told you what some of those words mean. So link below is going to be the rest of the videos. Go check it out. So today, what do you do with the prophetic picture, and how do you take that input and then prophesy? One of the parts of the prophetic trifecta is the prophecy itself, the elements contained in the word, and the act of prophesying. So how do you prophesy? You take this prophetic data from heaven and then retransmit it and communicate it to someone. So in the video that you're not going to see that was in the coffee shop that was really cool, I talked about a prophetic word, and I used this Christmas card here, right? So let's say that my prophetic word looks like this. I saw something either in my mind's eye, my prophetic imagination, or I had a vision, which consists of either a glimpse or a gaze, but the scene I saw looks something like this. Now you could have heard they're like a tree kind of a thing, but here we saw the tree. And so first thing I do when I have the prophetic experience, which is the prophecy, the revelation, I need to figure out what part of that picture or that thought or that thing I heard that I need to figure out what it means or interpret it, and then I need to apply it. All right? So my prophetic picture might show me a tree trunk just like this. There's whole scenes. There's trees. There's different shades of ground. There's hills. There's birds. There's stars. There's branches. There's leaves. And it looks like there's even snow falling. So you have all of this stuff. So when I see an image like that, the first thing, hit the camera. First thing I want to do is see what's being highlighted, all right? So right away, I'm noticing the tree trunks. And so for that person, all right, what does the tree mean for that person? I need to interpret it. I feel like they're strong. They come out of a strong core. I look at this trunk and I'm like, it's old. It's got roots that go into the ground. It's got branches that are coming out of it. It makes me think that the person's very solid. So I might say, hey, I saw some trees, and I feel like what God is saying is that you're very solid, right? You've got good foundation, good roots, and you're reaching up to the heights, okay? And then, so I interpreted what the trees mean. How does it apply to the person's life, okay? Now this could be, again, if what the tree means is a word of knowledge, how to interpret it, then how to apply it could be a word of wisdom. So how does it apply to the person's life? And that can come through two ways. Like, what does this mean to you? You could get feedback and you have wisdom come that way. Or it could be another revelatory action to where, okay, I feel like you're going to be strong for whatever you're going through right now at work. You've got the foundation in the Word of God, and your influence stretches, and God's going to get you through this testing season. or it could be to encourage them along the way because God knows what season they're in. Or it could be something that's, foretelling or forthtelling. Hey, you might not feel strong now, but God sees you as strong. Look for, He sees you where you're going. He sees you as part of a forest. And that could be where the rest of the vision begins to come in, is that, okay, you narrow down the one tree, which is the person, but He's putting them in a safe place and a safe environment to grow with other believers type thing. So, just a quick illustration. I look for what's being highlighted, what to do with the rest of it, Okay, I might go back into the vision and say, okay, Jesus, is there anything from the big picture I saw that I need to share with this person right now? Well, the cardinals are kind of being highlighted. And so you're a strong tree and you're going to have influence. For me, birds speak of flight, they speak of action, they speak of life, they speak of abundance. Riley's walking back and forth. Watch out, Riley. And so that could be something that also ties into their prophetic word. So if I were to start from scratch, we kind of took it apart there. It would go something like this. Wow, right now I just see this really strong, firm tree. It's got great roots. It goes down deep. You can tell it's not a new sproutling, but it's something that's been there for years, and the branches go up to heavenly places. And I feel like your influence is amazing, but that influence isn't going to topple you over because you have that good, solid foundation. And just like it says in the Bible, the birds come to the shade of the tree. I also saw some cardinals, and cardinals represent influence. They represent action, flight, and authority. So I think your stability and your influence, because of that strong core, that really thick trunk that represents your life, you're going to have influence in amazing areas. So no matter what happens in life, the winds aren't going to blow you over. You're going to be able to move with the wind, but you're also going to be stable. And when I zoomed out, I actually saw that you're in the middle of a forest. So I see you being part of an amazing community of believers. And again, that would be how I actually deliver the word. Now, I didn't talk about the snow or the stars. That might be for them, but it could be for later. That might be something that I need to save, or it could be for me. Or this one prophetic picture that I got could translate to other prophetic words I have stored, or another prophetic word for someone somewhere else. When you get prophetic stuff and you learn to interpret it, often He'll give you another picture for the interpretation and maybe even another picture for the application. And so this prophetic picture that you have right now could come along somewhere down in the future as part of an interpretation for something else. Well, if you see something like this similar in the future, you can say, oh, wait a minute. You can ask God how these connect. And that could create a new prophetic word for a new person, or for a group of people you're talking to, or it could even be a project at work. Your prophetic experience and the words that you're giving to people could translate into being more excellent at your job and things like that. So how do you prophesy? You get the prophetic data, you know what it means, and then you apply it to the person's life. This third of maybe 5, 6, 7 videos, I'm kind of going through the chapters in activating prophetic lifestyle. Now, if you got friends that want to be activating the prophetic, I definitely recommend picking the book up. I'll put some links below and check it out. You guys can go through it together. And these videos are just some quick introductions. I really break it all apart when we go deeper a little bit in here. So bless you guys, love you guys, stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next video.